Hi, kiddo. It's Mama. I don't know why I'm so overcome with emotion right now, but it's because I love you and I want to keep you safe. And I had this idea today to start just a video series for you. Because you're only 7 right now. 7.5, to be exact. And you have a few years before you're on the road. And I don't know what's going to happen between now and when you turn 15 and can get your permit. I don't know how busy I'm going to be. You know, I'm already busy. But I don't know how busy I'm going to be when you turn 15 and when you turn 16 and can get your license. So I figure if I get a head start, and I'm giving myself a good head start, you're only 7, that maybe I can get a series of videos together to give you driver's ed. And maybe not the traditional driver's ed, because I want to cover things that maybe driver's ed doesn't teach you. Things like cord management in your vehicle. Because you know your daddy loves technology. And that results in tons of cords. But gotta manage it in the car. I can't have tangled cords. And the reason I got really emotional was because the very first lesson can save your life. A lot of these things I want to teach you could save your life in the car. Because every time you get in a car, every time I get in a car, that may be the last car ride we ever have. Car safety is so important, kiddo. And I'm doing this series because I love you. And you won't see these videos for a long time. So I'll probably look a lot different by the time you're actually old enough to use these. But I wanted to give you my driving tips number 1 and 2. So the first driving tip, this one will save your life. Number 2 won't. Number 2 will save you time, but number 1 will save your life. If you get in the wrong lane and it's a turn-only lane, just turn. Don't keep going. I don't care what your GPS says. Tip number 1 is if you're in a turn lane, always turn. Don't try to quickly get into another lane. Always turn on your signal, but don't try to quickly get into another lane and go straight, especially if you're in an area that is highly trafficked. One thing that you'll know about me is that I hate driving in new areas. I can't stand it. Because I don't like driving in traffic in places I don't know. That's why I make your daddy do it most of the time. If it's in a place that I've been many times before, will I drive in that area. And that's mostly because of things like that. If you get into the wrong turn lane, which I did a few minutes before I started this video, just turn. I would rather have you take a few extra minutes for the GPS to recalculate and for you to turn yourself around and get back on your track to get where you're going than for you to suddenly change lanes and have someone slam in behind you. So please, if you're in a turn lane, just turn. It's okay. I'd rather you be late than dead or in a hospital. And that goes for me too. I'd rather be late, and you know I'm sometimes late, even though I like to try to be early. I'd rather you be late. So please, if you're in a turn lane, just turn. It'll happen to all of us. We'll get in the wrong lane by accident, especially when we don't know where we're going originally. Or we come from a new direction to a place where we've always been, but it's a new route, a new side. Just turn. And tip number 2, completely unrelated. Tip number 2 is always plan in buffer time. Plan in buffer time, kiddo. If you're supposed to be at some place at 1 and it takes you 15 minutes to get there, try to get there 15 minutes before that, so you're arriving a half hour before your time. 15 minutes to 30 minutes early. I know it's going to be inconvenient. I know it's going to take up extra time, but do it. I would rather you have time. 15 minutes to get there early and an extra 15 minutes to get lost. So maybe they are related a little. Please, kiddo. always plan to be somewhere 30 minutes early, because I want you to be safe. I don't want you to feel rushed. When we feel rushed in the car, we make bad decisions. We make split-second decisions that aren't always the safest. So please, 30 minutes early. Don't leave 30 minutes ahead of time, and if it's going to take you 15 minutes to get there, leave 45 minutes early so a 15-minute drive gets you there 30 minutes early. And I know that might be a pain. I know it may not be convenient, but please do it. It's for your safety, kiddo. So what can you do in those extra 30 minutes that you have? Or maybe you got lost at a wrong turn, got in a turn-only lane and had to turn yourself around, and so you're only there 15 minutes early. Great. Settle yourself. Do what you can. Do what your mama doesn't do quite often, but it did today. Pick up your trash. This was all the trash that was in your daddy's car. Probably because of me. So if you plan to be there 30 minutes early, even if you get lost for 15 minutes, flipping yourself around, get stuck in traffic, you're there 15 minutes early. Tip number 2, that buffer time, use it wisely. Use that buffer time to give yourself grace when you get lost, or like your mama just did, pick up trash. Find a trash can, dump it off, maybe keep a couple extra trash bags in your glove box. But keep a clean car. You shouldn't be embarrassed if your car is dirty, but oftentimes we do. So keep it clean. No one likes a car that smells like really old Impossible Burger from Burger King. So, tip 1, if you're in a turn lane, turn, be safe. Tip number 2, add in 30 minutes of buffer time to any trip. 15 minutes to get lost, 15 minutes to clean up your car. Or relax, because if you're doing 15 minutes a day just to clean up your car because you got there early, you probably won't need 15 minutes to clean your car out. So, I love you, kiddo. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.